Can we go inside the head of Nico Harrison for 1 second? Just for a second. That while the Lakers and LeBron and Luka are surging, they're up to the number 2 seed. They've won 16 of their last 20. They look to be a true title contender in the West when there was no thought they could be, because it turns out that Luka is one of the top players in the NBA. Who knew? It turns out they didn't need Mark Williams. Who knew? I guess we'll find out in a 7-game series against Jokic. But in any case, it feels as though the Lakers are performing. Nico Harrison had to be there in person and watch the Lakers beat the Mavs. He had to watch Anthony Davis get hurt. He had to watch his team completely crap the bed when he had thought to himself that he was doing something, as he said, both in the now and long-term best interests of the team. I hope he has pictures of Miriam Adelson, because otherwise he may have a small problem. So the Mavericks lose their nothing personal pick of the day, my pick of the day, and that wasn't the biggest news about the Dallas Mavericks. I want to spend a few minutes talking about the PR nightmare that is Dallas. The Dallas Mavericks are increasing their season tickets by an average of 8.61%. How stupid are their PR people? If your team president comes up to you after a year like the Mavericks have had and says, listen, we need to increase ticket prices because the CFO has gotten to me and said we need to increase our gate revenue. And as the president, I go to the PR people and say, all right, we need to release the fact that we're increasing season ticket prices. The PR person, if he's not a sycophant, the PR person, if he's worth $2 in salary per year, would say to me, I am not releasing a press release right now that talks about a price increase. Let me meet with the CFO. Let me figure out a way that we can increase the revenue the way you need it increased, but we can announce a season ticket price decrease. Let me find a way to get enough seats that are lower or the same that they can cover for the rich people's seats close to the court, where we can increase by a larger percentage, where they're not going to panic or disappear because they're with us thick or thin because of the location. It is not disposable income related. It's not stock market related. It's not how do I feel about the president related. It's about how do I feel about being seen at good seats 41 times a year related. And let's take advantage of them. Somehow the Mavericks were able and willing to release a statement saying that they are increasing, wait for it, due to ongoing investments in the team and fan engagement. I don't know what to say, and I'm paid to say it. The fact that anyone, I don't care if you're Miriam Adelson or the son-in-law Dumont, who's actually the one in charge, wink, wink. I don't care if you're Mark Cuban, who has no power, not involved in anything. I don't care if you're Jason Kidd, Nico Harrison. I don't care if you're Kyrie Irving or a nameless, faceless person who runs tickets. You're going to go with ongoing investments in the team? Let me pause. Are you referring to your payroll? Because there's a salary cap. Are you referring to a weight room? Because that's a popular one made popular by the current Miami Marlins. Hey, forget free agents, man. We got the best weight room in town. Are you talking about doing better than Mark Cuban for all the players so they not just get beats by Dr. Dre, but they're getting their own Bitcoin or maybe their own island? I'm just trying to figure out what it is that would be an ongoing investment in the team that would enable them to think that that announcement makes sense. But don't worry, they buttress it and support it with fan engagement. The old fan engagement investment. I love it. Can you imagine if the Dodgers did renovations to Dodger Stadium, or the Cubs did renovations around Wrigleyville and inside Wrigley Field, and they said, that's our job for the year. We're going to keep our payroll down. They would never announce that. They may do it, but they wouldn't announce it. They may be mocked and misunderstood, but they're not going to acknowledge it. Is fan engagement? Are we talking about new, exciting areas inside the arena? Are we talking about non-game days, school visits, church visits, synagogue appearances? What exactly is the investment that comes from the extra revenue from season ticket price increases and ticket increases that accrues to the benefit of the fan in the name of engagement? When we raise our ticket prices, and we always said the same thing. We had a good year on the field. We want to keep that going. We're going to have to keep players. We're going to have to increase the payroll. Therefore, we're going to have to increase ticket prices. Here's what we're going to do as an airline. We're going to increase the cost of your ticket. Then we're going to make you pay for bags. Then we're going to have no food service at all. And then we're going to actually say you have no assigned seat unless you pay more. Who would ever do that? Oh, wait a minute. Everybody's doing this now. This is the new thing in business. This is reckless indifference and lack of care, disinterest, not uninterest, disinterest toward your customers, your fan base, your loyalists. This is big business telling you that if you, the 20,000 people who go to a game, don't want to go to games anymore, we'll find 20 other thousand people. This is replacement player NFL style type of stuff. This is an organization saying to every one of its fans, don't you worry. Leave over Luka. Leave over Nico. We'll replace you. The cockiness required to have that point of view in corporate life is you've got to have it in the bag before you do it. It's easy for me to say I'm not going to pay interns with the Marlins because we've got 600 applicants for every spot because everybody wants to do an intern, and we can fill our class with people who will do it for free. So don't tell me that $200 a month is too small and too little money. If you have the ability to replace X with Y and Y is cheaper and better and you make more money, that is your responsibility. It's your job to get the same result by lowering your cost of goods sold, the same revenue, no downtick in the product's quality. If you don't do it, you're in violation. It's malpractice. So I'm going to go ahead and give the Dallas Mavericks the benefit of the doubt, and I'm going to say that the Dallas Mavericks, while having no PR sense whatsoever, that the Dallas Mavericks have in their mind that the demand for their tickets is such that the elasticity of demand allows for a ticket price increase, and I'm only going to label the Mavericks PR as asinine. If we find that their gate revenue next year actually decreases, if we find that their team continues to not defend their reigning Western Conference championship, but the fact that they're not even going to make the playoffs, the play-in, whatever it is that's going to happen to them this year, and they continue on a slide down, can't we all agree that what they've done is one of the great mistakes of all time and the worst timing that we've seen in 5 years of doing nothing personal? Oh, I think we can.